Well, greetings, everyone. Happy to you. This is Dr. Bernetta, and this is the travel edition of our Wellness Connection. I want to say a good God bless you and welcome to each and every one of you that will watch this video, those of you that are going to check it out live as it's happening, and also to everyone else. So, as you may know, my husband and I, we are traveling in Africa right now. That's right. You're watching this video, but we are away on a wonderful missions trip. We're visiting two different countries, Tanzania and Kenya. We'll be doing conferences with pastors from cities in Dar es Salaam, Nairobi, Meru, and even Kisii, Kenya. And the crowning jewel is that he and I, along with some other friends, have come together to at least partially build an orphanage in Kisii, and we're going to be dedicating that portion of the building there. It's a large project, but we're doing that. And so while I'm away, I thought, why don't I just do a travel edition of our Wellness Connection? So for any of you that are joining me for the first time, this group, this is a safe place where all of us that are looking to improve our wellness levels can just come and pull down our masks, not have to feel like we have it all together. We can just come and share. And a little bit of my backstory, I used to weigh more than 400 pounds and suffered with many ailments in my body, but the Lord has been good to me. And I've been able to lose and keep off just a little bit more than 200 pounds over the last, oh my goodness, many years. But even in the last 10 years, I've been able to manage that weight very well, and also to see my body be healed. And so that's my goal here, that we can come and we can share one with another. And so your questions, your comments, your input matter. Something that we've been doing along with our Wellness Connection is we've been sharing a couple of group-wide challenges. And since this is the end of July, I'll share just a little bit about the group-wide challenge that we've been doing, along with some tips and tricks. That's what we're always looking for, right? Some strategies on how can we manage this monster of wellness, right? And sometimes it really does. It just feels like a monster. But you know what? We're well able, right? Well able to manage these things. And of course, we need each other, right? We help each other to stick together, to keep going, to stay focused. And I'm going to be honest, I'm here because talking with you helps me keep wellness at the forefront of my mind. Do you feel that too? I tell you, there's just nothing like a good wellness conversation. I want to give a shout out to one of my new friends, right? Miss Jamaral Mitchell. She is actually a doctor, a nurse practitioner, I believe it is. And oh my goodness, girl, 2 thumbs up to you for your word of encouragement to me this week. And I want to share some thoughts. You guys know last week we talked about, you guys sent in some questions, and I want to look at a couple of those questions and answer those, and then really make this like a travel focused conversation. So here we go. Let me start by reminding you a little bit. I'm going to share my screen. I want to remind you of what our challenge was and is this month. Most of you have this guide here. Hopefully you can see my screen. Good Lord. And I'm going to slowly scroll down, but and then just sort of kind of gently visit each of these challenges. For the month of January, we did our water challenge. And so what was the water challenge? We challenged you to get just four of those small bottles of water, 16.9 ounces, I believe it is, 4 of those each day, about 64 ounces every single day. And so we also asked you to eliminate any carbonated drink that you're drinking. All right. So use tea instead, put some of the flavored water. They have a product called Hint, and we wanted you to use that. And one of my personal favorites for that is my drink water app. And do you know, I still have that app on my phone. And here's where I am with it now. If I just happen, because I built this habit, if I happen to get my water in before that app hits, I give myself points. And after a certain amount of points, I get to go do something fun. I think you should, you know, by now it's July, you guys. If you started with me back in January, you should have a pretty solid water habit. Now, let me tell you what I've been doing recently with my water. I've been challenging myself to get all 4 bottles in by 9 a.m. You're going to say now, oh my God, Bernetta, you are insane. So my first challenge was to do it by noon. And now my current challenge, and I don't get it in every day like that, you guys. I don't. I'm not perfect. Okay. I don't get it in every day like that. But most days now I'm able to get at those bottles in before noon. I'm going to stop sharing and let's see here. All right, thank you for that. Okay, so let me share my screen one more time. Okay, so here we go. We're asking you, I was saying now that we're getting, I'm challenging myself these days because I've been able to get my 64 ounces of water in very easily. I'm challenging myself these days to either get it in by noon or get it in by 9. Now, listen, while we're going through this heat wave, you all, I'm really serious. You need to get your water in. This has just never been more important than it has right now. And I want to encourage you to consider, if you're traveling, here's my first maybe travel tip. If you're traveling, you say, I don't want to be drinking all this water because I don't want to be going potty everywhere. Then consider working to get all your water in first thing in the morning, early, even set an alarm, maybe a 5 a.m. alarm and get that first bottle in, a 6 a.m. alarm and get that second bottle in. And if you can get those bottles in early, you'll do all your pottying maybe before you leave the hotel, maybe before you leave your house, and you won't have to worry about it. And of course, once it becomes a habit, have you noticed that the more you drink, then the less you have to go potty? It's like your body knows what to do with that water. I want to challenge some of you. It's time to bump up your water habit. Okay. So if you've just been getting it in by the end of the day, let's focus on getting in it by noon. And if you've been doing better than that, how about you push it, you guys, and try to get it in? I've had a couple of days where I've been able to get all of my water in, all of that 64 ounces by 7 a.m. What? I'm telling you, it's a blessing. Because we know now the rule is, with this heat going on, you guys, the rule is you need a bottle of water. If you are outside in the heat, you're out there mowing the lawn, you're just out there doing your you're not exercise. Please don't exercise outside in this heat. Don't do it. But if you're outside doing your chores or your errands and things, every hour, you need to have a bottle of water. You need to get 1 to 2 cups of water per hour. And if you start to feel, a little bit disoriented, it's probably a sign that you need some water. You start to feel bad. You're feeling tired. You're feeling like you're wilting. That's a sign. It's a sign, you guys, that you really do need some water. And so while you're outside, carry water with you. I want to recommend, I'm going to stop sharing again. I want to recommend that you get the kind of bottle where you can keep your water cool. So yes, you've got something that's going to keep your water cool. Here's my bottle here. I love this. This is Owala brand. And the beauty about this is the straw is inside, and this cover goes over it. So it's not something where the straw is up, but there's lots of bottles you can buy that will help keep ice and that water cool. This will sit in my car, 100+ degrees. And the can outside will be hot, but ice will still be inside. So you need something like this. I want to encourage you to get one and carry it, you guys. No, it's not an extra burden. It is life-saving. I'm going to really make you laugh, so just bear with me. A couple of other things. In addition to getting your water in, you may need some tools. Here's one of my favorites. This is my cool air neck. This is my cool air neck bar, I guess is what you would call it. Now, a lot of people, you'll see these. And so this is amazing. Like, first of all, it's hands-free, and it shoots the air up on your face. So when you're starting to overheat, at least for myself, this is where I'm feeling it most. If I want to cool down, I need cool on my face. If I want to warm up, I need heat on my feet. Isn't that weird? But that's how my body works. I don't know if that's everybody or not. Anyway, the beauty of this is this tab part right here that goes across the neck. And there's a part, you push this button, and I don't know if you can see that coming on, but what happens is this cool bar, this gets cold. It gets nice and icy. Woo, it's so nice. And that sits right on the back of your neck. And sometimes I don't even need the air blowing. I just need that cool patch on my neck. And that is, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how comforting that is. Even right now, I'm inside and I have a fan blowing over there, but girl, ladies, gentlemen, it feels wonderful. So this is one of my favorite little things, and I carry this around even in the car. This is going to Africa with me because it's that. And then my sister convinced me to get this, you guys, but I love it. I want you to see this big I call it the duckbill hat. I'm going to actually put it on. But as you can see, there's a fan in it that pops down, and I can turn that fan on. It has 3 or 4 speeds. And when you need your face to just cool off, all right, this fan is coming down in front of your face. And you're not going to walk around too much with that, but you can. But the beauty is the air comes down in front of you. And the next beautiful thing is this wide brim that completely keeps the sun off your face. I mean, this is just amazing. It's amazing. And okay, inside or out, this is your friend. It has 3 speeds on the fan. This is Loverly. My sister, once again, good job, Lurleen. She convinced me to get this, and it's one of my favorites now. It's definitely going with me to Africa. I do want to recommend that you get some headwear if you're going to be outside. Make sure you use the sunscreen that you need, and keep hydrated. Okay. All right. I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to move forward on the challenges. So again, you know, if you're just barely getting that 64 ounces in a day, it's not enough right now. If you're going to be outside, a bottle of water an hour, And those of you that have been doing this well for a while, hey, bump it up. 6 bottles by noon, or maybe even 6 bottles by 9. Wow. Hey, if you do that, tell me about it. I want to hear it. In February, we just agreed we were going to push away sugar. I know, right in the midst of Valentine's, I know I'm crazy. And then we really were going to push to get the 8 hours of sleep. And so I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying my sleep these days. My hair's bothering me, you guys. I'm enjoying my 8 hours of sleep these days. My sleep is really a blessing. And the better sleep I get, the less hungry I am, the less food, you know, that I'm looking to. So really, really consider that. And this is another habit to go back and maybe consider re-anchoring. In March, we talked about mindful movement, and we challenged ourselves to work our way up, for those of us that could, to 30 minutes of activity a day, 30 minutes or more. 30 minutes or more. And so listen, you got to be really careful with this these days. If you're out in this heat, that's not the time to exercise. Okay. So do something inside. And my husband always tells me I'm cheating because I will just stand up during the commercials, and I'll be doing my little jig to get my steps in. He's like, you're cheating. I'm like, every step counts. Every step counts. It's not cheating. Get every step in. If you're inside and you have to watch movies, or watch TV, then every time the commercial comes on, get up and get your few minutes of jig. You'll be surprised how much movement you can get. And don't feel like everything has to be cardio. I've told you before, I'm working with a weight trainer. And you guys, even stretching. So one of the things that my trainer talked to me about, even as I'm leaving for this trip, here's another travel tip, is while I'm on the plane to do the stretching. Yes, you can get up and stretch, and so you can go easily to YouTube or anywhere and just look for stretches that you can do even sitting down. And if somebody wants that video, my trainer's done it. If you want that video, just email me, drbernetta@gmail.com, and I'll try to hook you up with that video. Okay. All right. So there's stretching you can do. There's stuff inside you can do. Many of you have treadmills inside. Now is not the time to exercise outside. You guys, even in the evening, and do you know this? The evening is the worst time to go out because all of the pollution from all day is out there in that air. Don't do that to yourself. Really rethink that. If you are going to go out, I mean, get up at dark 30, right? Early in the morning, go before the sun comes up. That's the time if you need to be outside. I'm one of those people, I just love to be outside. So if that's you, I promise I understand. All right, so in April, we did our alkaline. Remember that, you guys? We did the water challenge where it's the 4 bottles by noon, and we said you're going to add those alkaline foods. We gave you a whole list of foods that you could choose from. And we talked about the benefits of, an alkaline body versus an acidic body. So many wonderful benefits to that. And that's something that you could easily revisit. Okay, so me keep that in mind. And one of the travel tips that I have, we will be in lots of hotels. And of course, the beauty is if you're in a good hotel, there's lots of choices for your breakfast. You always want to start your day with a good high protein. I recommend for those of you that eat eggs, eggs is a great way to get your day started. The way I get my day started most times is my complete shake. Chocolate is my favorite, ummy and nummy. And look at this. I have my wonderful Blend Jet. Do you guys know Blend Jet? I'm sure you do. And I just put my water in here, my shake in here, and a couple of chunks of ice. And we just go at it. This is wonderful. This is going to be in my carry-on along with my shakes. And I'm taking these, you guys, because, okay, so I am the vegan in the group, and I just may end up being in a non-vegan environment. You know how easy that is. Surrounded by omnivores. That's the problem, because the omnivores will even eat my vegan food. All right, so I have to keep something at the ready. And so this is going to be my salvation. I can just get a bottle of water. Hopefully it's cold, get my shake in, and away we go. Now, something else you might consider, since we are talking about traveling and you're going to be out, a lot of times you won't have all of the control. I'm going to stop sharing. You can that you would like to have over your meals. So what you can do is, you're going to eat your breakfast and your lunch, but maybe ding, this is your dinner. Okay, in the daylight. So I like to have my heaviest meal midday, and then in the daylight. You'll sleep better, you'll feel better, and of course, protein is your friend. It's your friend. Okay. All right. So the next thing we did, and of course, I was going to say, grab that piece of fruit, that alkaline. So all of your fruits, most of your fruits are alkaline, you guys. So get those fruits, get those, that celery and hummus, get your bag of nuts. So here's my next travel tip. Here's my nuts, and here's what I did. I went and I bought the big bag, but then I packaged them. Can you see that? In these wonderful little snack bags, single servings, right? And so you can just kind of toss a couple of these in, and you get to eat this whole bag with a bottle of water. You're gonna feel nice and full. And so you can do your whole bag like that. You could do anything. And I kind of said to myself, one of these a day. So this might be my early snack, an apple or an orange or something that will travel well, will be my afternoon snack. And then, have my meals in between and use my shake for dinner. It kind of simplifies your life, doesn't it? Since we're talking about that too, I want to mention, and for a lot of you last week or last time we met, I talked to you about the liquid IV. It is wonderful. I've been using it quite a bit, but my friend Gemral says it might have a little too much sodium. Some of us, right? You guys know that I have been challenged with high blood pressure. I was told it's genetic. And through my use of the plant powders, I have been able to move away from a daily required dose. But there are times when your blood pressure can spike and you need to be mindful of that. So if you're like me, you have to keep mindful of it. And she told me about a wonderful item. Where is it? It's on my list. It's called Ultima. And I'm going to look it up and try to send it out for you. But it comes in little packets, just like the liquid IV, but the sodium level is much less. So for those of you that need that, it's called Ultima Hydration, and you can check into that and get that instead. And it's really reasonable. Like, it's even less expensive than the liquid IV. For those of us that are using the liquid IV, I want to recommend, if you need to, and you're not salt sensitive, get 2 of those in a day. I mean, why not? All right. Just to make sure that you keep your hydration levels up. All right, let's continue. We looked at May, and maintenance was such a fun month because it was all about, May was maintenance month, and it was all about going back and revisiting all the habits that we've been working on all year long. And it was an opportunity to really reflect on the things that we felt very comfortable carrying forward. Now, listen. All of these challenges are wonderful, but the goal is to build a new muscle. You're going to see several of these challenges again. We're going to try to have levels and layers and bump them up. But the goal is to build a muscle that really works for you, something that you can embrace as a lifestyle for the rest of your life, something that you know is good for you, that you're going to really do moving forward. Okay, so that's the plan for that. June was all about 3G, our grace, gratitude, and glee. And then, of course, really learning to rest. And in that rest, come on, you guys, when you're traveling, I mean, things are just moving at a pace. You can give yourself a blessing by just having some silence. Yes. Things moving so fast, everyone's talking, the volume is high. But if you will take a few moments of silence, I'm going to tell you, it'll keep you from eating something dumb. It'll keep you from saying something dumb. It'll keep you from doing something dumb. But we talked about 2 minutes of silence, 30 minutes of stillness, and 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. And I'm going to tell you, again, not perfect, but every time I worked on that, it was a blessing. I want to encourage you to do it. All right. And then that brings us right here to July. And July, we've talked about now, while everybody is on break and holiday and traveling all around, we talked about setting a schedule that would allow you to ditch that drive-through. I wish I was on so I could see hands, but put something in the chat if you're watching that says you really have ditched that drive-through, and tell me how you did it. What it means is some planning. And one of the things that Arlene and I have talked about a lot is how one of the ways we actually lost our weight was we started planning exactly what we were going to eat the next day. So every night we would go through and say, I'm going to have this, and this. And we even timed it, like, at this time, I'm going to have this, at this time, I'm going to have this, at this time, I'm going to have this. It was so helpful because it took all the guesswork and the anxiety out of what are we going to have to eat. And now I could eat in wonderful intervals, about every 2 hours, you guys, every 2 hours, something. And so then my blood sugar was stable. I wasn't hungry. I wasn't ravenous and I wasn't grumpy either. It was really a good process. And so that's something that, whenever you feel yourself kind of flailing, and you guys, I'm telling you, I'm on this trip and I'm wondering, oh my gosh, am I going to be flailing? But if you would be very deliberate about what you're going to eat. And so I have a general plan. I'm going to have breakfast at the hotel, maybe some of my protein granola and some other things, protein that I've taken, one of my shakes. And then I'm going to have a nice little nut snack, We'll look at what lunch is, and I'm nervous about lunch. I'm going to tell you, I'm honest, I'm the vegan. So hopefully there's a vegetable that I can have. There's a wonderful thing, or else I have my shake. And then I have a fruit planned for the afternoon. And then I'll be using my shake as my evening meal as well. So I might be doing a lot of shakes. God help me. I better pack some more, right? And so in the midst of all of that, the goal is to really relax about what's coming and really plan, plan, and lots of water with my liquid IV. All right, on that menu, oh boy, how have you been doing? So of course, if you're traveling, you're going to eat out. This whole thing about limited to 2 times a week, it goes out of the window if you're away from home and you can't cook. However, there's some wonderful suggestions for you. Definitely do a salad base, whatever. So have your lettuce, your greens, your cucumbers, your tomatoes, and then add your protein to that, whatever that protein may be. And that's a safe bet for a wonderful lunch. And of course, throw a few carbs here or there, a baked potato, a wonderful piece of pita bread, whatever that might be, whatever option that might be. But the goal is to make some decisions about what you will order before you go. And that's where you can win the battle, okay? So we say, no, none of that appetizer stuff. I'm going to save my hunger for that meal. And while you're there, make sure you drink your water. While you're there, get some of that cucumber in that water or some lemon if you like. And then let your meal be your meal. And make sure you pick veggies and protein. Okay, vegetation and protein. And of course, a lot of times when you're traveling, you're on vacation, it's all about trying different things, and have a great time. But when you can, live within those guidelines. And I promise you, you're going to be glad you did, right? All right. So with that, there's a couple of other things I wanted to share. I've shared my blend jet. I've shared my snacks and my food plan. Let's see. We talked about exercises, the stretches and things you can do on the plane. And how many of you have heard about those compression socks? So you know what? I'm going to be honest. I've never used them. I've traveled to Africa. This will be my 25th trip. So I've done lots of international traveling. I've never used the compression socks, but I'm going to try them this time. I'll keep you posted on how that worked out. But the goal is that they help keep your circulation going and you don't swell up so much on the plane. Now let's talk about the food on the plane. Come on, you guys. Y'all know nothing but processed. So one of the things you can do, guess what? When you're flying international, at least you can ask for the low sodium meal. Low sodium meal. Now, a lot of you are saying, oh man, Dr. Burnett, I don't want to eat that icky low sodium stuff. Well, why do you want to do it? You want to do it, ladies and gentlemen, because the sodium is what's going to make you swell up. The sodium is what's going to impact your blood pressure levels. So I really want to encourage you, if possible, I don't know, and I'm going to see, I wonder if you can see this. I'm going to put that up there. There we go. Here is my solution to salt on the plane or anywhere. So this is called Bragg's Liquid Aminos. It is a soy protein seasoning. It literally is the amino acids. You remember those things that are the building blocks of your DNA? Well, that's what this is. It just happens to taste like soy sauce. And so I take it in a spray bottle. And most times when I put it in the bottle, I put some water in there, well, because it does have salt in it. Now, listen, this is not a salt-free. It does have salt in it, but it is a concentrated kind of thing. You can water it down or just use a few sprays here and there and mix your food up. Like, let's say, for instance, you get a plain baked potato. You can spritz some of your aminos on it. And oh my gosh, wait till you taste it. You're going to love it. My husband and I, we cook. We don't even have salt in the house. We cook with it. We travel with it. And rather than have them pour all that sauce on stuff and use the regular soy sauce, just look it up. Look at the label. You'll see that that's a great thing. We carry that with us and we spray it on all sorts of stuff to help us stay away. Oh my goodness. Now, I want to thank Miss Chasney for sending in a couple of questions. So I definitely want to wrap up our time together with that. And hopefully this edition has been very helpful, informative, and just interesting. Hopefully I've managed to answer some questions for you. Oh, before I get to that, before I'm done, I need to talk to you about another little app. So I'll talk to you about that. But Chasney asked about fibroids. Okay. And so this is a very serious condition that many, many women face. So one of the things I want to say is if you're using the plant powders, then that's going to be a wonderful way for you to begin the healing process. But there is another program that I've worked with that has helped some of my friends to truly reduce those fibroids and even eliminate them. And this was a very intense program, but it's something that I love to do twice a month. I want to share more about that when we get back. So Chasney, I'm not avoiding your question. I just want to be here to have a face-to-face with you about it. But the first thing I'm going to tell you is get those plant powders going. You're going to be so glad you did. Get that going because there's a healing component in there that's going to work well. Chasney also asked about memory. And so one of the wonderful things that I use for memory is our omegas. As I pull my memory, our omegas. Okay, so I'm finding now, you guys, I'm going to tell you a secret about me. Before I actually got on my weight loss journey for real, and I've been losing weight since I was 8, you guys. My first diet, I was 8 years old. But I fell in love with diet drinks and diet sugars. So I used the pink stuff, the blue stuff, the yellow stuff, all the stuff. And I love diet drinks, which were always also used those fake things. And it impacted my memory tremendously. I think I mentioned this last week or last time. And it took years. First of all, I didn't realize that's what was happening until later. And so for many, many years, Diet Coke was my favorite. Okay. So those fake sugars are really doing a number on your brain. And I was losing, and I still struggle somewhat with my short-term memory and even my long-term memory. It was coming in like this. I could not remember my kindergarten teacher's name anymore. I was losing some of my memories of things that had happened, within 5 or 10 years. It was really bad. And so I'm going to tell you that your omegas, all right, so ask me more about the omegas. And when I send out this link, I'll send you the link to the omegas as well. So you can do some research yourself. Our company Omegas has the full spectrum of, look at this, vegan omegas. We skip the fish, go straight to the algae, and you can get the 3, the 5, the 6, the 7, and the 9 all in one. And when those work together like that, it is tremendous what they will accomplish in your body. Everything electrical, your brain, your heart, all of those neurons that help send messages throughout your body. It will also do your skin, your hair, your nails, and your eyes. Did you know omegas help your eyes? I didn't know that until my ophthalmologist told me that I had an astigmatism. Is that what you say? Oh my goodness, I can't say that. But I had that in both eyes, both of them adjusted, practically healed. So omegas are your friend, and that's a wonderful way to begin the process to healing. Get those plant powders going and get your omegas going. Now, you talked about losing weight. Chasney, oh my gosh, is that not what we're all working on? Lord of mercy. And of course, losing weight is one thing. Maintaining that weight loss is another. And I'm going to say to you that every one of the habits that we have talked about are going to assist in that. But one big one, once a month, we do the shred, that 10-day program where we take 5 of the things that we know we shouldn't be doing. We take those 5 things out of our diet for a while. And then there's 5 strategies that we put into our diet for a while. There's some shredders on here right now. Hey, if you're a shredder and you're watching this video, put some of the things in the chat that you've experienced while doing the shred. And I want to help you get ready. Chasney, I've already sent you the video that will explain what the shred is and how to prepare for it. And I'm hoping you're going to be ready to do it when we come back in August. Yes, 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 I hope so. But this is what we do together to really help ourselves feel better, think better, feel better, and do better, right? That's the plan. I want to give another really good shout out to my new friend, Miss Jomaral Mitchell. Oh my gosh, lady, you are a blessing. And you're a real reason why a lot of this information is being shared today. And if you have questions about anything that you've heard here today, then I want you to email me at drbernetta@gmail.com. And I need to show you one more thing, you guys. Here is the Peace Day Resistance. Let me see what I can do here. I'm going to try to help you with a wonderful app that I just learned about. This app is called Yuka, Y-U-K-A. Yes. And I'm going to show you a picture of it. And I've had the pleasure of learning about this from Miss Gemerald. There we go. I think you can see that. It's called Yuka. There you go. Little carrot. So Yuka is a wonderful app. And this app, what you get to do when you go in, you can scan an item of food. And it will tell you whether or not it's in one of three categories. 1 is great, 2 is good, 3 is literally bad. So today I scanned, it's going to show, here's what I scanned today, those Frito flavor twists. These are honey barbecue. And immediately it was like, don't do that. And there's the information from that. I hope you can see these when I'm sharing it. See that? But more than that, what's the cool part is it will give you recommendations. And guess what? The first recommendation was the wonderful corn chips that we tell you guys, the tortilla chips. They're organic with sea salt. And this is a 94 out of 100, which is an excellent choice. Look at that. And it'll give you all the details about it. It will say that it has not too many, a few too many calories in it per serving. But if you want to choose between those Frito snacks and something a lot more healthy for you, you could choose the organic sea salt tortilla chips. So this is the coolest app ever. And I want to encourage you to download the app. I'm going to show you the page again so you can see it and go get it. Go get this app. It's called Yuka or Yuka. Yuka. But isn't that cool? And I'd love to hear how it works for you. Maybe you try it and you see what you can do with that. I absolutely love that app and I'm grateful. Thank you, Gemerald, for that. Now, the next app I'm going to show you is called Track. Let me take a picture of the front of that. This is one last one that I'm going to do here. Hold on one second because I want you to see what it will look like in your phone. Hold on. I know I should have got this ready for you, but you guys, I'm doing a million things and I thought I need to do this this video. So here we go. I wanted to make sure I did something wonderful for you. Now, here's the next app. It's called Track, Track. And it's a calculator with like leaves, green calculator with leaves. Now, why do you want this additionally, in addition to the Yuka app? Because with this app, when you go in, and I'll go in for you, you can actually add in, like, let's say you're making a meal and you want to know, well, how healthy is this meal? You can put in the various items of that meal there. And when you're done, it will tell you the nutrition facts for that meal. So this is, I call this my zucchini squash lentil edamame salad. And I was able to add in all of the ingredients for my salad. Can you guys kind of see that? I hope so. I know my lights are creating havoc there. And then once I was done with that, it told me how many calories, and it also gave me the nutrition fact label. And I'm looking for that right now. And I can't see it right this second, but it gave me the nutrition facts, and it let me know that there's 389 servings. And oh my goodness, thanks. It will tell you everything you need to know about that particular food. So this was an opportunity then for me to learn more about how foods that I'm coming up with together are impacting my body, how much sodium, how much fat, how much whatever. So it's ingenious. And I'm sorry I couldn't make that work for you on camera, but I know you can do it. You can do it. I am so grateful for this opportunity to share with you all. You know, you all are a blessing to me. The fact that we do this together is wonderful. I know this video is going to be a bit long. I apologize, but I just wanted to say so much. And once again, I want to thank each and every one of you for participating in our Wellness Coach. Remember, we talk healthy until we think healthy. We think healthy until we live healthy. And then once we live healthy, guess what? Oh, now we love healthy, right? We love it. And we're willing to make these adjustments and changes because we know this is what's good for our body. Now, listen, you don't ever have to get this perfect. Perfection is, first of all, it's impossible, but it's not required. So don't beat up on yourself if you have the corn chips instead of the tortilla chips. Just take it, make a mental note, and agree with yourself that you want to do better. And the more you do that, the better it's going to get. Don't forget your water. Stay cool, stay wonderful. I'm so grateful to have this time with you. And I hope some of these things have been a blessing to you. Please, please, please put something in the chat, like and subscribe, put something in the chat, send me an email at drburnetta@gmail.com. Let me know how you're doing. I look forward to telling you all about my trip when I get back. But until then, blessings, peace, and wellness to you. Thanks so much. God bless.